Oh, there we go. Hey, y'all. Hey. Oh,
How's it going?
y'all already in the comments going, huh?
Yo, hey everybody, hey Too Pretty, hey Jade, hey Kiara, hey Shaniqua, hey Vegan.
Jade is getting right into it. She's talking about, she is not giving us a chance to even say hello.
Jay acting like Paige yesterday when she started court. As soon as she started court, she got right to it. Hey Maya, hey Malaysia, hey Neek, hey Bia, hey Robin. Y'all, I'm sorry, this not a bad habit. I'm running. Y'all know we do this on my page all day. Oh, y'all, Miss Jefferson, you got this hair straightened today. Y'all, how y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling right now? That's what I want to know. How is everyone feeling after we've had 2 days of pleas? How y'all feeling?
Well, first of all, can I say this? I'm being a little selfish right now, but I am like 28 people away from 20,000 followers. So if I have subscribers, if I have anybody in here who has not subscribed, please
Subscribe to my
subscribe.
girl.
I would
Subscribe to
love to
my
get to
girl.
20K in the middle of WTF Wednesday. It'd
Can
be
we do it right
monumental.
now? We can get you there
Come
at
on.
Can we do that right now, guys? If you guys are not subscribed to Kayla's page, let her get to the 20K.
I
Put
think I
my
need like
girl at the 20.
28 people.
Okay, y'all. Let me pull up your page, Kayla.
Yes, you got to pull it up.
I need to pull it up. Can we get my girl to the 20K?
Right. I'm going to pull. Oh, I need to plug in the iPad. Come on. I'm going to put it in
28
there. Put it in the
we
chat.
can,
Then put it out here to my
that's not
subscribers
even she
too.
not far,
Now,
y'all. We
first of
can
all, y'all should
get
be
that. I know
subscribed.
it's gonna be 28
But let me
people.
tell y'all something. 28 away, we can get there in like 10 minutes. It shouldn't even take us 10 minutes. 10 seconds.
Okay.
No.
Okay, Kayla is at 19.9. Thank you, AD. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you. Oh, Shakina, she said already. Thank you, friend.
So
Hey,
am I there
Tika.
yet? Oh, I think only
Well,
after.
you have yours is going to be probably
Yeah,
more.
yours is going to be the
Yeah.
accurate number. Just tell us 29.9.
Yes, thank you for everyone who's already subbed, and thank y'all for subbing to all three of us because I know y'all. We got y'all working. Sometimes when I'm live, they like, no,
I
Kayla
made
live.
it. I made it. I made it.
I know we can do it. I know we can do it. Kayla, go take a shot for me, friend. I
Listen,
knew we could
listen.
do
Wait,
it.
wait.
Thank y'all.
I
Some wine too. I got some wine. Let me get it. Hold up. Let me go get my wine.
Y'all, I got all these extra bottles of wine because Mel didn't have time to go do a wine tasting with me. So now I got all these extra bottles.
Got mine.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Teamwork make the dream work.
Thank y'all so much. Lychee martini.
I don't think anybody else can plead without catching years for a cadaver. Wow, those plea deals while the trial's going on is 100% better than the plea deals before the trial started. Hmm. I'm subscribed to all three now. I know that's right. We got Kayla to 20K. I mean, we ain't got to stop at 20K. We were trying to get there, but the new goal gonna be about 50K. So we still climbing.
That's okay because I got a whole bunch of content. I did a whole bunch of interviews. They being
Ooh.
edited. Ooh.
Yes, come on, content. See, she
Okay,
lined up for y'all to watch. You better be subscribed and have the notifications on for you miss something.
Okay,
because
y'all. Okay.
YSL is about to be over, but I'm
It's gonna
still
be
Yeah,
gonna
over.
be
one more
going.
time, Kayla.
It's gonna be
I'm
over.
back and don't make fun of my glass. I'm at my mama's house. She don't drink. I done had to use a decorative wine glass up in here, y'all. Woo! But YSL is about to be over. Thank
Listen,
y'all.
listen. It should have been over. People been getting mad at me because every day I make my tagline say, "Is it over today? Is it over yet?" Like it's over. It's
You
over.
see,
They are dragging this.
we still watching it.
We still got Quentin Nixon going on. We still got other things going on. I'm watching the Adam Coy trial right now. So it's so much stuff going on in the world, y'all. But this right here, like let my people go. Okay, this we seen the evidence, we seen the trial. You didn't do right by them. Not our fault. That was all decisions of the dang on DA to try this the way they did. So by no means, like, there are folks, we are not saying that not guilty and innocent are the same thing, but whether they're cloaked in the presumption of innocence, so they're innocent until they're convicted of something. And I mean, if y'all watching the same trial I'm watching,
not you sounding like a lawyer talking about cloaked in the presumption of innocence.
listen, because the people be trying to act like people, because people been tearing me up for the last couple of days. I love criminals. I'm always supporting criminals. I tear down women of color. That was the last.
I would like to say that one thing that I am very grateful for, and you'll get to hear, like I said, I can't give away all the secrets because my interviews, I've been watching them, I'm addicted to them. I keep watching, like, ooh, girl, you said that.
I mean, we can be rewatching them, put them on the TV.
Right. But I mean, I don't think if Glanville was there, we would be here. And so
right.
I am thankful for the role that I was able to play to get us here. And one of the attorneys had pulled me to the side the other day and said, I told him, I said, keep fighting the good fight, da, da, da. He said, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And that meant a lot to me because I did not.
They're playing it.
I'm happy you got
that. The crazy thing was, I kept saying, because I got into a back and forth, and I usually don't do that with folks, but I got into a back and forth over Lil Rod. And they was like, they did this little boy wrong, they did this, that, and the other. And I said, you know what? He was headed on a tumultuous path, okay? So, but the thing is, if that wouldn't have happened the way that it did at 15 with these course of events, would we know the real story behind Mariah, or that was making up new stories on this stand? Like, how would that have come out? He just would have been another person yelling, it wasn't me, I didn't do it, she lied. And it would have sounded like every other person. And we would have rolling our eyes. And it had to happen this way in order for certain things to be exposed. And all I'm going to say is Cat Williams got up there on Club Shay Shay, and he said this was going to be the year.
He said it.
He said 2024 was going to expose some things. And unfortunately, I don't think any of us knew Fulton County DA's office was going to be on that card.
Well, one thing that I can say is if y'all follow me on Instagram, go look at my story.
Kayla, do I need to prepare myself before I go look at this?
It sounds like we do, because I didn't know nothing about going to look at the Instagram before we started this. She didn't say this before this started. So let me
outside
it's a cute little picture.
Okay, field trip day. Okay, dinosaur.
Keep going.
Houston Zoo.
She said last three coming home, freedom boys.
Oh, that
outside with my
boy. The fast way.
Okay, because
you gotta go one more, Miss Jefferson.
One more?
To no, because I'm trying to 2024 work on yourself so I don't
so you missed JL?
Oh no, I seen him. I seen that was Master J, right? Well, when
that's
you
my boy.
Okay, that was my bad. Because then when I read the first one, the one before that, I swiped it and saw J App that said the fast way. Okay.
Okay. And then the 2024 is about everybody else that, I just want to say this. Everybody who had done me wrong has been put out of the courtroom. I just have to say that. And I'm specifically, y'all gonna run over there and tell me, not Miss Lily, but that Dennis Byram, I'm so glad he out of there.
Oh wow. He up here hollering about what he didn't do. I said, sir, this over. Like, you worried about you can record today and not the next day. You it's over, sir.
Because my whole thing is, what makes me so mad is that you guys are over here arguing with each other like y'all are husband and wife, and people are fighting for their lives. What's wrong?
What's wrong?
What's wrong, Mel? What happened?
I'm not gonna say.
I wasn't ready. I see.
Oh, that should be. Can somebody put that up? That should be the first moment of the day. Get that up. When them two standing up there looking like husband and wife. Like they about to get married.
Kayla, oh my God, I'm gonna have to be like my girl Mel, and I'm gonna have to mute my screen. Hold on. Now, Kayla, I just had a whole talk on my live today about something another creator said about you. I cannot come on here and be in this.
You consider Dennis a creator?
No,
I'm
no,
not talking about Miss Sylvia.
no. No. I was on my live talking about this. I got to call you and tell you what happened. I got to call you and tell you. And Lord
Okay.
knows, Kayla, y'all see, I be trying to be good. It's Kayla. I'm trying to, y'all. They said Mel started my day. Mel song started my day yesterday. Laura, don't bring that foolishness to what WTF
And
was.
then and y'all keep stop telling me about the lead attorney too. I don't care what that man say about me. Like, ooh.
Yeah, Kayla, I just said I was gonna call because I didn't want to bring him up on this live.
Well, somebody just posted. I don't want to hear about it.
You don't want to hear about it, but I was just saying that's why I was laughing about. I said let me stop you because I didn't know where it was going. Simply because I always feel like as creators, like that did happen on court, so we can definitely say it. You want to say it, but I just feel like sometimes as creators, we just have to let people stay in their lane. And I was just telling my live earlier, Kayla is in her own lane. So it bothered me for you to bring Kayla down to lift someone up. I thought that was totally unnecessary.
Well, what happened? Just tell me. Just tell me what happened.
He was basically just saying how the fit lawyer did the live with Nichols' wife yesterday and how she did such a great job. And then he said, because y'all remember what happened with Kayla in the Kramer interview. I didn't see the Kramer interview, but I guess he perceived it as bad because he went on to say, I mean, I messed up in my early years of YouTube. And for me, I just thought it was nasty. Because what do you have to do with anything? Like you don't have he didn't have to bring you down or try to put you down to bring up what she did. So what I was telling my live is that I try not to do that on my page, especially
Yeah.
content creators. Like, when people, I'm like, listen, even if y'all feel a certain way about Kayla, we're not going to say that on my live. I talk to Kayla all the time. I do a weekly show with Kayla. So whatever you feel, I say y'all TikTok each other and get on Twitter or something like that. And y'all talk to each other, but not on here. So that's why I said, hold on, where this going? Because I can't be on here. I can't be on here acting crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No. Thank you so much for that, Mel. But it just it do something to me when a man keep talking about a woman. First, you talking about my body. Got people calling me Miss
that was
Rumpus.
it was very uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. I
Miss
was on the live that
Rumpus.
day. Miss Rumpus. He kept saying Miss Rumpus. It was very uncomfortable. And I was, for me, I just don't rock with that. Like I've personally experienced a creator allow people to come up on his channel and talk about me when I didn't feel like I had done anything wrong. I felt like I was doing what I could to, ease the
He
situation.
said
But I personally witnessed that and I told myself I'd never be that person. So I don't like to go in on people like that on my platform because that's not, I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. So
I mean, I don't talk about people, period, and that's why it's like hard for me to get on the internet and read comments about people talking about me and other people because I want to know how you wake up one day and just be like, I'm going to go on here and I'm going to write something negative about someone. I can't relate to that because
yeah,
before this day, before yesterday, before 2 years ago, I've never been the type of person to just say something negative about someone.
yeah.
So I can't relate. Y'all, we reading the comments. Can somebody please put them up
thank you,
together,
Jefferson.
please?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
Oh, I want that. Hold
Jefferson.
up. I got it. Hold up. I got it up. Because I already said that was yesterday.
Yes, that was yesterday.
But Kayla,
Y'all
do
already
you
know
know why?
me. Oh, go ahead.
Do y'all know probably why they before we put them up, Kayla? Do you want me to show what I think one of the issues was?
Go
Do
ahead.
you?
You can start right there. Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me show y'all one of the issues I felt was the problem. Hold on.
This is a red sangria from Cooper's Hawk. Y'all got Cooper's Hawk? It's from Cooper's Hawk.
Okay, y'all. I hope it's not that big, y'all, but I hope y'all can see it. This is one of the things I feel like Miss Love had to see. This right here,
Nothing
y'all.
was right there.
It's no val. It's really no audio. I think this was one of the problems. Hold on, this is my favorite part, y'all.
Oh, when they start. Oh yeah.
Watch when she turned around like, what the fuck? She looked at him like, what the fuck? That's my favorite part. Her body had Miss Love messed up. And Kayla, you done already told us Miss Love cursed good, so I know she
Look
was.
at her, y'all. You look at her. Look at her, y'all. Look at her. Look at her. Look at look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look.
Yeah, this one of them.
I knew what type of day it was gonna be when she came in with her Christmas wrapping suit on, because every time she wear that one, I know it's gonna be a good day.
Not every time she wore that one.
That's why I stay quiet, because y'all say, how you wake up and say negative? As soon as I feel I'm getting negative from her ass, I start at that neck and I end at the shoes.
Girl, well, y'all know her, Miss Love. Let me see. Hold up. Okay, here it is, Kayla. Let me share the screen. I mean, it was, and I knew Paige was on something because, baby, she just started. She started court ready.
When I saw the Christmas wrapper from the Law and Crime did like that, every time I'm telling you, I'm gonna do a video every time she wore that, and I'm gonna show y'all what type of day it be when she wear that suit.
Hold on, let me share my new screen.
Now that both ways Miss Charles gone.
Okay, there we go. Let's present. Well, I just knew. I mean, I said, Lord, she opened court ready.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was. But we know the deputies is watching. They already said they were, so
Yeah.
she had to know. And like I always say, they gonna take a win somewhere wherever they can get it. And that was what they thought was gonna be a win. They ain't win nothing else about that day, so they had to take it out on somebody, and it was gonna be her because she exposed them. From
No, I thought I was sharing. Hold
okay.
While I have not been.
up. No,
All right, so
let me try this one more time because I see the other thing I was sharing. Okay, there we go now.
for both of you, I am sorry to have to say this, but I am going to be entering in order modifying each of your Rule 22s. It has come to my attention, and I have confirmed that each of you has been recording in the courtroom while I have not been on the bench, and that is a clear violation of Rule 22. And so you may record today's proceedings, but after today, if you want to record, you're going to have to do it from the media room. You may be in here in the courtroom as a spectator without any recording equipment, or you may be in the media room to record, but no more with your equipment in the courtroom, because y'all have both recorded things that you're not supposed to be recording.
Look at Shamia got me dying because
orders today. Thank you.
It's BBL Byram.
Like she doing something.
All right. It is my understanding that we have a plea to be tendered for Mr. Nichols.
Yeah, that was that one. That was.
They say, see, this is why Kayla wanted her own 22. Sure is, but guess what? I don't need it because I don't go in 1C. I told y'all I don't go in 1C.
Baby, Miss Hilton couldn't even look up. Miss Hilton could not even look up. Y'all know y'all are the reason. Y'all show Paige the stuff. Stand on it. Stand on it.
I told y'all they look like a couple. Look how they were standing next to each other. It's wild.
Okay.
But you know what makes me mad is that, once again, I keep saying this and I don't think nobody understands it. Well, I'm not talking about y'all, but these are people's lives. You on here, okay, I can't say that. I almost took it too far. But y'all on here talking about stuff that don't got nothing to do with people's lives. and it's so I can't. But pretty much these are people's lives. And when you take it too far, you take it too far. And I appreciate, and y'all gonna beat me up when I say this, but from a lawyer's perspective, I appreciate Judge Whitaker shutting everything down, putting the media out, putting the people in the courtroom out, because you can't get nothing done with people coming in and out of the courtroom, cell phones ringing, cameras showing people. Shut it down. Let's work. And
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah. And I'm gonna say this, y'all, because I don't even watch Mr. Byron. I've just become aware of him not too long ago because I didn't know what his content was because somebody sent me content that he did on Miss Sylvia, which I wasn't with the bashing. You know what I mean? So I didn't really go into what he was even doing there. But the thing about it is, rules are rules.
Yep, that's what I said.
Unfortunately, in that courtroom, only certain people have to abide by them, and it's definitely not the state. So I feel like the Miss Hilton didn't look up because they knew that what was getting ready to happen, and they didn't want to make eye contact. But at the end of the day, even if a guard, an official, anybody asked him to take a picture, he knew that Judge Whitaker had made it very clear that she did not even want, even without audio, she did not. If I'm not on the bench, you need to be pointing at the seal. Yep. Period. If it's a bench conference, point at the seal. If you're doing anything, if I'm not conducting court, point at the seal. So even though Mr. Byron, I did hear get the clip that a lot of you guys sent to me of him saying that a officer of the court asked him to take that picture, and he made a reference to the military, and whoever has the highest authority in the room can tell him what to. This is not the military. This is Whitaker's courtroom. And the one thing that's been a big issue with this courtroom is the courtroom management and the authority and who has control. And the one thing that woman is not going to do, she going to look like she got control of something. Okay. And so if she said, don't do a thing in here unless I'm on the bench, it should have been pointing at that seal. Because you see what happened when he took the picture and something came out about it. That man ain't raised his hand and say, oh, I told him he could take the picture. He ain't put his neck on the line because he knew it was wrong. So while I feel like it wasn't that big of an issue, bam, Lady Like Lane, Dennis knew better. His name is on that Rule 22, not that deputy.
Well, I felt like that too. I felt like
I do believe they were set up, but you know they are aiming to get you out of that courtroom. Miss Sylvia know them deputies are watching her after the whole debacle about the nicknames and what that may or may not have been. Whatever happened with that, you knew they could use that against you. Y'all know they tried umpteen time to get them cameras out their court. You think they're not going to get the folks out the court that's giving the tea?
I felt like with Miss Sylvia and Mr. Dennis, I just felt like, like you said, the rules are the rules. We can't be that video I just showed y'all with the state, that came from one of Miss Sylvia's cameras, and I'm sure it didn't paint them in the best picture, especially considering the circumstance. So I just feel like the rules are the rules, and you have to know better. You got to cross your T's and dot your I's, especially when they're gunning for you. When it came to Miss Sylvia, that girl, they want you out. Miss Sylvia have all the tea. She know everything that's going on. They want you out. I don't know much about Mr. Dennis other than Twitter. But for Miss Sylvia, like, just, they want you out, baby. So you gotta stand on it. You gotta stay on top of your
get ready. Yeah. And they can still, I guess, do what they can do from the media room. They can plug into that feed, but they don't get they're just not trusting them to go to the seal when they need to go to the seal. So if there is something left, which I'm still going to keep posting. I know y'all getting on me by saying today is the day the trial ends. Listen, it's over. Okay.
So can somebody put up the video? Because this is a good comment. The best thing about the case is that it helps Lil rise appeal. Please put up.
I got Bossy up and ready. Y'all ready for it? I got a Bossy up and ready because that was my moment. When it happened, I threw away every other moment I was thinking about. Okay. Here, let me see. I already got it queued. Okay. Here, I'll expand it, guys. And I'll drag it back a couple seconds because it started right at about 29 minutes. Did it do it? Did it do it? It didn't do it. Okay, we'll start right here.
We can't hear.
Oh, you said you can't hear it? Okay, hold on, hold on. Let me turn off my little setting. I know what it is because when I had it off before, we was echoing, so y'all might have to mute. All right, let's try this again.
All right, Ms. Abbasi, is there anything that
Can y'all hear it now? Okay.
the defense wants to add to the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I have had the honor really of representing Mr. Ryan along with Misty Williams, who I'm quite disappointed she could not be here today for an important day. This trial has been exhausting for everybody, and that certainly includes Mr. Ryan, who has been going through the court system since he was 15 years old. We categorically and adamantly deny that YSL is the criminal, dangerous street gang, which it's been made out to be through this trial. We're actually quite happy with the record, which was established during the presentation of the state's evidence of the alleged murder of Mr. Jamari Holmes.
Ms. Jefferson, can you pause?
Yep, let me turn this, what you call them off of. Okay.
I just want to say this right here is epic.
Epic.
For you to say what the state presented, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. And she said something at the end and we were excited. Can you imagine giving your best work? Okay. Can you imagine giving your best work and the defense says, thank you? She told me
That lady said thank you.
towards the field. So y'all can give me
Because
these
he is. What did we learn from what they presented? We learned that the police officers never investigated his case. They
We
took
learned that
Mariah's word when we know Mariah was definitely lying. She was involved. We saw text messages that they never looked at that said Mariah and Brazy set the boys up. We don't even, Mariah never saw this boy. We learned that Mariah magically found a cell phone this time. We learned
that's
that
my
Mariah
part right there. She found an unlocked cell phone and she didn't call the police. She called her mama. She never called the police from the unlocked cell phone.
Call mama with the unalivened department already there.
Wait a minute.
Already
Went
there.
to his mama's house. Went to Lil Rod's mama's house. Knew that they were in a white van. His mama has a white van. They didn't search the van. Didn't search his house. Didn't search Blaylock's house. They knew what they wanted. Not only that, the young man that was
She changed
driving,
her story after she talked to the detective. I'm sorry.
no, you're right, Kayla. She said BJ held her at gunpoint when she first got down there. She kept changing her story. We learned that she adopted the cop's version of what happened. This
After he consoled her.
We did more research during this trial than his trial in the entire investigation.
And we learned that she worked at McDonald's.
And we learned that what Brian still say. Brian still asked that man about those cameras.
About those cameras.
And we learned that something about that. That means we finna go.
Oh yeah, we learned that do one.
But do one. Mean you finna go.
I said, my 37-year-old self some, and we also learned. I mean, it was just so much. When I tell you, I didn't know much about Lil Rod other than I saw people say he had a life sentence. I saw people say that he was young, he was missing at 11. But what I learned throughout this trial is that we don't know if he committed that murder. We don't know that. I also learned that little black boys, when the police make up something in their head, they're going to ride with it. They don't want to be convinced of anything. And that boy was 15 years old.
Well, I want to say the most important part of all those things for me was after they got all the way out of that and they had the same social media. the same text messages and everything that said he was YSL this and slime that, and I can slime you in, and you gonna be official.
He wasn't official.
Wait a
Did he
minute.
have to pay? Did he have to pay the $25?
He didn't have to
That's
pay
they
anything.
like collecting the membership dues. But I'm saying y'all had all that information at the beginning, but y'all declined to charge them as YSL members. Y'all said y'all no prost his YSL affiliation back then. Y'all know that little boy had nothing to do with them grown ass men.
Well, Abasi made that abundantly clear when she spoke to Paige. She said, and I'm sorry, I understood this, I felt this, because when I was younger, I saw it all the time. Abasi said that he was a product of his environment. He was trying to survive. People around him was claiming YSL. He just started claiming it. Nobody questioned him. Nobody questioned him.
Nobody questioned him, but y'all knew even further by that dang on social media that he said he had created something else called YL. He had dropped the
it?
S.
Why L?
His young loyalty. He had said in his, you knew he didn't respect those guys. He was going to do it his own way. Oh, it's the crime rate is up because the OGs ain't putting nothing in the young ones' pockets. He didn't respect them guys. He wasn't part of them guys. He claimed what was a name and he tried to do it his own way. And he wasn't old enough or big enough because he was a little light in the ass even to be carrying that one. He was holding like that thing will throw you backwards. Like, what are you?
He was a baby. And I mean, hearing so many of these stories, hearing that he didn't have a really stable family, a family dynamic, because like Miss Abasi said, I'm a mama, okay? My little girl is 18, my son is 13. Do y'all
Wasn't he kidnapped at one point?
he was listed as kidnapped, Kayla, but they also
11.
at 11, they also said Abasi pointed out, look at how he was out all types of the night in his mama car 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Picking up 17, 18-year-old girls.
My little girl is in college and I checks that location when she goes out. When you get ready to come back in, I'm watching it. I know where the point's supposed to be for her dorm room. Like, that is the type of things you do. And he just didn't have any supervision. And she wanted to make sure Paige knew that. When you get ready to accept or deny this plea, please understand that he did not have a stable home life.
Can I say something? I just want to say that my initial reaction to this is a complete waste of time. The whole thing was a waste of time. The fact that we had to listen to Mariah is a waste of time. She should have never been on the case. He should have never been on the case. The reason why, like Judge Whitaker said, this universe of evidence. The reason why this whole thing failed, and a very wise person told me this, and they know if they hear this, they're gonna get me. But the reason why this whole thing failed is because they tried to put that nut murder on there. Had they would have stayed away from that, then they would have had a case. But they so focused on we gotta get that it just went crazy.
This was all and like to someone who's nowhere near Georgia, this looks like even more so, even if it wasn't before, and I still don't believe that it wasn't before, but even if it wasn't before, this looks so political at this point, because at this point you're willing to leave a body laying in the street long as you get the RICO charge.
Too. Because don't
I'm
forget
saying,
and nut.
But I'm just saying they literally what they've been trying to do is like, even with having Shamel Drink's family come, like for what? Like you went and read all of your theory, even though you never charged that man Nichols with anything yesterday. You put that whole theory out there for what? So the family can hear that you still think that he did it. That's not what you charged him with. So all you want to be able to do by November 5th is say it was a long, hard road. We fought the good fight. It got ugly. It was expensive. It took a while, but we got the RICO. I told you it was a RICO. Yeah. And that's all they want to be able to say.
But wait, Miss Jefferson, let's bring this in though. You're right about they told us it's a RICO, but every attorney is categorically, that seems to be a word everyone has used, and something else. Everyone has categorically denied that their clients have been in some type of conspiracy with YSL. Everyone. They may have been in a conspiracy with somebody, but it wasn't YSL. They have categorically denied that.
It wasn't YSL. But the thing is, even if somebody wanted to believe it was YSL, you got Bloods, you got Crips, you got
Life.
30 deep. You got somebody else saying YSL, but then creating Young Loyalty. You got all these people in here. Like, nobody could be a collective like that unless it's music. That's the only reason why some people get around. Like, this ain't nothing but a earlier version of whatever we just saw on Juneteenth of Kendrick Lamar singing "They Not Like Us," and they got both gangs on there walking together. You will never see that anywhere else but music. That's it. Music is universal. It's going to bring people together every single time. But anytime outside of that, they ain't walking together like that. They ain't dancing and jumping around together like that. It's just not going to happen. Fonnie wants this done by Tuesday. I believe that. What are the special conditions for Quay? There were special conditions for Quay, but I think that was special conditions of probation.
Yeah.
Can we go to Quay? Because I want to hear the CDL.
Okay.
And the trucking.
Yeah, let me stop presenting. Let me take my screen down.
I think I have it pulled up already, so let me stop.
This is the CDL. It was a nonprofit before that. The CDL.
Let me wait a minute. First of all,
it was good.
First of all, before we go to Quay, I
already know what you about to do.
Okay, I need to say shout out to my man. Okay, I'm going to miss seeing baby the daddy and the son in court. Okay, I'm going to miss seeing them, but I will say Matthew Senior, baby, he did his damn thing up there. Okay,
that was magic.
He was.
He pulled a David Copperfield.
Charges, y'all. I was on my page, listening to him, and my face I was like Miss Love. I was just leaning. It was a lot to take in, but I think he did a really great job trying to let us see this man in a different light, in spite of hearing them 50 limb charges. Okay, let me show you
charges. I texted him immediately and said, "Amazing." And we had a conversation on either Monday or Friday. I can't remember, all the days are running together, but we had a conversation. We had a conversation, and I pretty much figured that this was going to happen because an armed robbery is a 10-year mandatory minimum. So with just one of those armed robbery convictions, he could have got 10 years. So when I heard the 9 years, I said, okay, now that's the one right there.
And Kayla, this is I say we could have gone home 125 days ago, 135 days ago, we could have gone home, because for Paige to say out loud, he was looking at three life sentences and plus 100 years, I believe he said.
Yes.
Plus 100, never getting out, to 9 years in probation. It was BS from the start. I mean,
I'm gonna say this. I seen the discovery because initially he tried to hire me, and that's one of those things where I said I can't do this because y'all, certain things I just can't do.
But Kayla, we on basis, so we know they had evidence. But what I'm saying is they would have been willing, to do something to go from that to 9 years.
I mean, they're just over it. They know they can't. It's because they know they have completely destroyed their case. So even if they had a universe of evidence that was correct, they have completely their image to the jury, their image to the world, their image. Like, one thing about it is, I don't know about. I try not to talk about people, but I think if there's a list, I think I said this before, of world's most hated people, Adrian Love is on there. Because everyone around the world, I've never heard anybody say, no, don't talk about Adrian, except for the Uber driver.
And Vera.
Oh, I got a couple in my comments that tell me I tear down a woman of color every day.
No.
I got a couple. I can send you some think pieces. They about 3-4 paragraphs long.
I say all the time, Miss Love, what I don't allow people to say bad words about her, baby, but I might talk about her clothes, I might talk about her hair, just because she get on my last nerve, and that's all I can muster up to say. But that's all the time. She's a very smart woman. Why she acted like this during this trial, she has never struck me as someone with a nice personality or attitude. Babe, I'm never going to forgive her for rolling her eyes at Maurice like that.
Maurice.
But, I think And if y'all follow me, y'all know what I'm about to say. Miss Smoky Eye, Wingtip, and Black Nail, she told us everything we needed to know on the first day of trial, okay? She told us everything we needed to know on the first day of trial. Miss Love came in there ready for war,
Yeah,
okay?
I don't think they
These are the rules of the jungle.
are in that Jungle Book. Yeah, I don't think
Let
that.
me say this. Go ahead,
I
Miss
think
Jefferson.
what they're seeing right now is that even if Quay Huey would have been convicted of everything and got all three of them life sentences, the things that they have done, the things that they have done during this trial, it would have been thrown out on appeal. This was the only way that they were going to be able to be confident that he was going to have to do some time behind those charges. Because right now, anything that they get these guys on, supposedly, if they were to get a guilty verdict, it will never stick. It will never stick. So they're at some point. That's why I kept saying when I was saying, oh, the ball's in the defense's court. I'm not saying they got all the answers. I'm not saying they're going to be able to do whatever they want to do. What I'm saying is they know if they keep going through the entire trial, even if they get a guilty, it's going to be short-lived. So the only way that they're taking this as a win, that they can get a guilty verdict, is if somebody's saying, I take it because I'm parole eligible right now.
And I want to say this too. I saw a few people say something about like, oh, somebody put about a two-parent household, but we listen to so many things about fathers being murdered. Wasn't somebody's father killed by the police?
Nichols.
Yesterday,
Daddy's
Was it Nichols and was it Nichols and wait,
both of yeah.
I
I
think
don't know. One
Nichols
well,
was killed by.
by APD. That was the Quay yesterday, and then the Quay today lost his father in 2010.
okay, yeah.
I mean, so that plays a big role. And then, like even during this trial, like we know Shannon's mom died. So all kind of stuff with these people and their parents and their lives and their backstories and what they got going on. It's like the state, of course, they're doing their job, but the world don't really know these people. Like all they know is what they hear in that courtroom, but they don't know who raised and they don't know the love they receive. I'm a mom, and it's so many times that I get clients and they moms and family like I didn't raise him like this. So they try to make these people seem like monsters, and it's just really sad. It's really sad.
It's a lot of people, they're a product of their environment. I think that's
Mhm.
what it boils down to. And for some people, it's easier than others, you know, and that's just what it is. Everybody is not guaranteed to make it out from where they grew up. That
Siblings can be in the same household and turn out completely different, because when between me and my sister that are 2 years apart, and I have one that's 6 years younger than me, she's 4 years between my middle sister and my youngest sister, baby. When I say she'll take a charge and don't care, I'm talking about the first time she ever called me from jail. I cried and cried and cried. She was like, don't give these people none of my money. This is 3 days in the wake up. Bring me some McDonald's hot cakes and a pack of Newports. Like that. Me and my other sister, no kids. We were in college. We coming home. This fool was running away, acting crazy, like doing whatever and she was in the same exact household. She grew up in a house with a yard. We came through when my mama was single, was on assistance. Like we came through the rough part. My sister never lived in the hood. Baby, you couldn't get her out of it. When she would run away, that's where she was going. She'd walk on foot and catch 3 buses to get back to the hood. We could not understand it. Some people just have to bump their head. Some people are just like, she just had to learn. Thank God we get in the 30 and she like, okay, I got to get myself together. But yeah, that's after 5 kids and a rough life. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can be in the same household, have she had 2 parents. She had her dad. We didn't. She just decided she was just going to do the most what she wanted to do until she decided not to. Sometimes it don't matter, but a lot of
Y'all
times.
know we don't never stay on track. Put the boy
I
up. Who
keep
we supposed?
trying to. It's
Oh,
not
my
letting me.
bad.
Somebody's
Oh
showing me
yeah,
up.
presenter.
There we go. It's up.
He lived in the Jonesboro South community project, a neighborhood project in the Atlanta community. He grew up there. He's seen a lot of things in his short 28-year life. His father was murdered in 2010, and he's been without a father for a number of years. He's been raised by his mother as a single parent. He has a number of siblings. There have been times when Mr. Huey and his mother and his family have been homeless and have lived out of a car. So he's had a very, very hard life as it relates to his upbringing. Notwithstanding that, Your Honor, he did manage to graduate from high school. Mr. Huey, Your Honor, now has 2 children. He's 28 years old. He has 2 children. He has a 5-year-old son, Your Honor. He has a 2-year-old little daughter that was
And I heard that was
born
his son that kept
in
coughing.
July of 2022.
I kept hearing the cough. I'm like,
He
who's
has
that
never
coughing?
met or seen his daughter in person until today, as she's here in this courtroom. He recognizes that choices puts him before this court in this case. Your Honor, we are asking this court to take into consideration that he has no prior felony convictions. I've had a very long time to get to know Mr. Huey because I've been with Mr. Huey on a regular, daily basis during the week since January of 2023. I've got a chance to know him. I've got a chance to work with him on his case regularly. And he wants to, when he gets out of custody, Your Honor, he wants to do a number of things. 2 in particular. He wants to start and become affiliated with a nonprofit organization where he can be able to talk to young children, teenagers, because he was a teenager when he lost his father, and things begin to take a turn for Mr. Huey. He wants to be able to tell teenagers, young boys, young Black boys, he wants to be able to say to them, don't do what I did, and you have another way in which you can go. And he wants to be able to share his experiences in that way. I have linked Mr. Huey up with an organization called Young Generation Movement, and I've known that nonprofit organization and the founder of that organization for a long period of time. He's also present in this courtroom, and I've linked Mr. Huey up with them so that when Mr. Huey gets out of custody, he will be able to have an organization that can mentor him, that he can align himself with, where he can begin to engage himself with anti-violence nonprofit conduct and mentoring other young people. He also, in terms of being able to earn an income, because he is now, Your Honor, if this court accepts this plea, Mr. Huey will now, for the first time, be a convicted felon. He is not first offender eligible. He wants to get his commercial driver's license, Your Honor, and he wants to get a trucking company and be able to earn a living for himself, because he recognizes that it's going to be a challenge for him to be able to go out and apply for jobs and be able to get income by getting an employer to hire him. So he's going to focus and target himself to be able to fend for himself so that he can take care of his young children that he has helped to bring into this world. Your Honor, we are here before this court because it's an acceptance of responsibility. We recognize that this has been a very long, enduring trial, and we have come to a point where we have painstakingly negotiated with the state of Georgia, and we've come up with a negotiated resolution that we believe is one that is fair. We believe that is sufficient to recognize the seriousness of the charges that are before the court. And we believe it's one that will cause Mr. Huey to be able to see the light of day in a reasonable period of time. Mr. Huey has been in custody. I'd like to enter into the record, Your Honor, as Defendant's Exhibit 1 for sentencing purposes, a proof of incarceration from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Huey, through the computations of the various times when he was arrested on these charges and released, and from the time that he's currently been in custody to the present, he has approximately 4 years under his belt against that 9-year sentence, and that 9-year sentence is parolable. So we're
Okay, hold on. Let's stop
for the court.
All right,
So how do we got a 2-year-old? We've been in jail for 4 years? Because I think y'all right. The math ain't mathing.
I was wondering that too, but he sounded like he said arrested on these charges and released. Like at some point he got out at some point.
Yeah, he's saying, like, I think what Daddy Matthews is trying to finagle.
But he just said he got okay, I see 2 years. I got it. Because I got it.
On these particular charges, getting out, getting bond, getting these charges, getting out, getting bond, and then finally the RICO keeping him. That all together, since he pled guilty to all that time together adds up to about 4 years, which should make him parole eligible.
Yeah.
Okay, and then another thing I want to say is, like, you know, what stands out to me is that what everybody said. You know, I was in a long crime chat today, and baby, they are unhinged.
They are, baby. They cut up. They cut up.
They are unhinged. They said Quay will rob the drawers off you if you.
Where Key at? I just saw Key in the chat because Key said you got to turn your pockets inside out when you go around.
Listen, somebody came across mine and said, I don't see why they in the courtroom with him, because he was robbing them too.
What about when Thug said give it back?
And he knew who the call was. What stuck out to me. Thug knew.
And all y'all that got on me for calling him swiper no swiping.
Oh my God,
you got to turn around. I've been saying swiper no swiping, but if y'all looked at them charges,
those charges were very.
He went to pick up the money to put on his boy books and took the man's car.
Robbed the man uncle.
Like, who you was meeting up with? You called him there, took the money, and then end up in the jail with the person who uncle he was. You supposed to see money on his books and end up his cellmate.
Well,
I wish I could tell y'all a personal experience with swiper no swiper.
You probably got outside like,
I didn't go there with y'all.
Let me just say, on the flip side, y'all, that something has to be wrong. And I know y'all be like, Mel always trying to look at it from this other PO.
No, it's a klepto.
Something has to be wrong. And there is something to be said about kids. I heard he's the oldest of 7. Sometimes people, it's learned behavior and they cannot deviate away from, like, they can't get away from it. So I really do hope that while he's incarcerated, I really do hope that they try to get to the bottom of why he just can't stop doing things like that. Because his charges are very serious. They're not funny. It's like when I listened, I'm like, y'all, I said, Lord, he's like, I had an uncle like that. Baby, my mama used to be like,
it's really, and I'm glad you said that, Mel, because it's not funny. Like, it's not funny at all.
Y'all gotta think about it. He's at this point, he's to the point where he's not even taking the things for gain. He's not gaining anything from the things he's taking. He's taking them from people he knows. It's just
he could do it. I'm gonna do it. Who's gonna do something to me? And another thing somebody just said in the comments, what bothers me the most about this situation is you didn't stop. Your mama went to jail, your sister went to jail, your brother went to jail, because I can't truly say something. I don't even want to say it, but that is wild.
Yeah,
you don't even have to say it, because the charges say it. He was doing it to people he knew. It was literally no thought to it, just spur of the moment. I'm going to pick up some money to put on my friend's books from their people, and I just get there. They know who they meeting up with. They know who I'm meeting up with. First of all, I mean, it ain't hard to max out somebody's books. What you can do, put, I don't know. In Ohio, it's like $100, $200. You can't go just keep putting a whole bunch. You can't take no hundreds down there. You ain't taking no big credit because you don't.
I think you could just take. I think the most you could do is like 200-300.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So at most, this person may have had some money to put on their books. They wasn't maxing out no books. He what taking his
But once again, I say this: he should have been on a case by himself,
by
not
himself.
a RICO for YSL. That is
Just
the
been
problem.
talking.
It's not
Just
that
been
people are
talking.
innocent. It's not that people didn't do anything. It's not that there's not victims. It's that they never got a fair trial.
Or like Abasi said, y'all have been talking about things that happened in 2015, and this boy was 11 years old. He shouldn't be in this room. That was a good one. She was like, "You is it 2015? This boy was 11 years old. Why are we sure?"
That was good. I do hope, and all honesty, and I had some questions for Kayla. If we're done watching him, I actually wanted to know if she could tell me the transitional program that she's going to send him to. What is a program like? What is that like in Georgia? Is he going to get therapy, counseling? What's going to happen at this program? What is it?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I mean, I don't know what she's sending him to. Is it the? I don't know. I'm gonna ask one of my programs that I use a lot to come speak one day for you guys.
that would be good.
But a program only works if you want it to work.
Yeah,
And if you, I don't even want to say what I'm saying. I just,
don't do it.
if something happens between now and the transitional program, maybe.
Yeah.
But you have to truly want to be reformed. If not, if you just want to get out of jail, then that's a whole nother thing. And I tell my clients that all the time.
I was getting
You
ready to say
get
that. I tell you all the time. Now, for years, I worked in a halfway house. They can make it work for them, or they will work it.
Mm, that's powerful.
And I think that we can end on that note unless y'all have anything else to say.
My other thing before you get off, because I saw this question a few times. Before you get off, do you know how these plea deals will affect the three remaining people? And do we take their overt acts and continue on with the trial? Do you know what happened?
I don't know what'll happen because I don't know what's going on the inside. I
Got
don't
you.
know if they're saying we'll move forward on this and not this, or
Got you.
I just don't know. There's no telling what could happen, and we still have tomorrow, and
I
so I
was
don't
gonna
know
say,
what'll happen tomorrow.
my personal opinion is them last three gonna do it together. They either gonna plead together
Oh,
or they
got it
gonna ride it out together. I don't think those three are gonna do anything separate, only because one removing themselves from that group, because that's probably who should have been together. One removing themselves from that group would be to the detriment of the others. I don't think they're going to do that to each other. That's my personal opinion. I don't know these people from a can of paint, but I think when I said one band, one sound, they sing together, they swim together. It's going to be something. Me personally, I would like Thug to not take anything that said that YSL is an enterprise or a group or a gang. And at the end of the day, everybody that rolled this thing out ain't got nothing to do with nothing because they can deal with their own individual things on their own. If statute of limitation is up, it's up. You should have did something about it. But at the end of the day, everybody should just handle their big boy draws and handle their scandals on their own. But trying to group
And,
them together,
and I just feel like, and everybody, we talked about this earlier. Everybody said Shannon had on a suit today.
yeah, yeah.
y'all know Shannon get dressed when he feel like it.
Baby, Shannon put on that suit though. It was a nice suit too. I said, "Oh, Shannon ready to take the
They,
plea."
they, they kept saying Shannon next. He got on the suit. I
Yeah.
said, let me tell y'all something. Shannon do what
They
he
say
wants to
and a
do.
tie,
Yeah,
and a tie.
Oh yeah, I
listen,
forgot the
y'all.
time. They
Shannon
kept
was
saying
different.
anytime.
Shannon was different. Y'all seen Shannon in the long jacket with the Uggs on, okay? Shannon been different.
Trench
So if
coat.
you trying to guess how
Hey,
what he got on, baby, listen, the last thing I'd have been scared of is if it was some Uggs on, but I should have been scared,
Listen,
right?
you should have
I
been
don't
scared.
think
Put that denim trench coat on.
that, and it was bad, wasn't it? It was bad, wasn't it? I said, listen, y'all, if y'all trying to base y'all day on what, that's like trying to tell the weather in Arizona. Ask Mel about that. She thought it was fall, y'all. I told yeah, okay. Listen, real quick, Kayla. Mel came down here. She said it's fall. She came down here with boots and
Y'all had
everything for the
boots,
concert.
cute little sweaters,
It was
baby.
not. It was 93.
It was 90
Right.
degrees, y'all.
It's
So
still 93 here too.
it was terrible, y'all. They said, I'll talk to Key. It take Key to talk about that trench coat. Key cuts up on that trench coat. But
You talking about Yasmin's
I
trench
guess
coat? Listen,
we just gonna have to wait and see tomorrow, y'all. But like I know Kayla is out, but thank
This,
y'all.
this is a good question too. I'm sorry, Kayla. How will the jury take things with seeing 3 people left? And I honestly say it can go one or two ways. The guilty people took a plea, and these the innocent people left.
I like that.
That's what I like. Or they can look at it the other way. But I'm thinking it'll go like that. Like, hey,
yeah.
these boys innocent. We ain't taking no pleas.
Yep.
If anything,
Let's go.
I think they should be scared of that jury at this point.
Yeah.
Because at this point, if you got anybody like me in that jury room, like, first of all, I left one time. It was a black man. I came back. It was a white woman sitting up there on the judge stand. I got quiet. Some stuff happened again. Y'all had the black lady talking. Bati in here moving and shaking. Now I come back and folks is missing. I'm gonna go research. I'm about to miss this stuff. I got to
And
know.
I talked to some of the attorneys, and they definitely that's a concern of theirs.
That should be a concern because at this point, you're not going to keep pissing on me and telling me it's raining. I'm going to go out here and figure out what's going on. And the one thing I'm going to figure out is all of a sudden that disappeared. That sound
And
like not to me.
I mean, who's not gonna look at that? But this the last thing for real. Somebody say the jury in this chat right now. I'm gonna leave on a high note. They say Simone be in our chat because she got her bob. Okay, her edge. It was
She's
cute.
not doing too much in our chat because it's starting to look a little silky. So she ain't doing too much in our chat. She ain't listening hard enough, but we know they are in the chat. Did y'all not hear when I'm not a lawyer, but was on the lead attorney? She said that one of the prosecutors walked up to her and said, "Thank you. I like how you present the case and how you do blah blah." And I said, "We knew they'd be on these channels." And I said, "That's why I'm not going because I already know Miss Love gonna look
It's not a courtroom I can't step in, and they don't say I watched you last night. Like, and the thing about it is like, oh, I hope I don't get in trouble, but I'm gonna say this anyway. I got to say this. So one of the ADAs, I worked with all of the ADAs this week that have testified. I worked with every single one of them this week.
okay.
Oh my God, y'all. Oh, I got so much. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all this. Well, the first thing that happened was I had went and won, and the ADA that was on the stand that y'all don't care for was in there. And it was a preliminary hearing, and usually the officers don't testify or they don't show up. So I come in the courtroom, and I also Doug was in there. I'm glad he was in there. I walk in the courtroom, I see this lady, and that's a nice word because y'all know what I said when I didn't say lady. I walked in the courtroom, I see this. Y'all know the word, not the B word, the other word. I can't say that because my mama be watching. She be like God and all that. I don't got time. So I say, who this here for? They say it's your case. I told the young man, you need to find another attorney. I will not be doing anything that involves Viverito. Okay. She's sitting over there, spray tan, ready to go. I said, sir, find someone else.
Not a spray tan.
Um, so that happened. But there's another one. And I told him, I said, I gave you a shout out on my YouTube. I hope you didn't embarrass me. He said, I'm going to go check it out. I said, thank you so much. I love you so much. And I'm going to give y'all some more detail on that whole situation that happened with him. I'm going to talk to my client about it. I'm going to bring my client up because y'all got to hear what happened during that plea. Y'all got to hear it.
I want to
I
hear
can only imagine. I can only
Y'all
imagine.
got to hear it. It was a gang count. I got the gang count dismissed. Pretty much got the whole case dismissed. We just took a misdemeanor plea. But it was a gang count that was dismissed upon indictment. And in the plea, it came out that somebody in the DA's office decided to add the gang count back.
While y'all were taking the plea,
Yeah, but it was dismissed again.
what is their fixation with the gang counts? Let me ask you this. Do you think the gang and RICO counts, they have a fixation with them because they're so broad?
I don't know.
Do you think that's their fixation with these counts?
I feel like that's their way, unfortunately, to work as in their mind, smarter, not harder. Because I
Mm,
always say it all the time, you don't make it 15 years into that position by being a fool. But what I do think is that she's figured out a way to exploit the loopholes so she can use case law from 1968. She's figured out what works and what will keep working and what you can't really go against, and I think that's what they do. So as a gang, they can all be a group. You can just get everybody at one, like your grandma. You got that slap because you with them. Like one person, everybody gonna get them.
Well,
And
I
I think
mean, today I'm trying to get a gang count dismissed in another case, and I'm talking to someone who I told when we got on the phone, thank you so much for having integrity and being a great DA and being smart and knowing the law. And he says, "You are so shady." I said, "No shade, no shade."
no,
But
sir.
we're talking about, I'm like, the gang law in Georgia is crazy because my client has a gang tattoo on his face. So even if he's doing something for him and his family, if he's
mm.
doing it with this tattoo on his face,
Like where his face gonna go? Why he doing it? Like he
No,
supposed to
but
put
it
it over
makes
here?
y'all
but the
that
thing
makes
is,
sense why
that's why you can't get
sure.
gang tattoos on your face
It
because
makes
at
sense
no
why
point can you not be representing the gang.
Kayla, thank you for that because we kept saying, "Oh, so what? He has a tattoo." Thank you for that insight.
That's
It
the
makes
law.
sense why they were showing Christian Epinger's tattoo on his face.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. So I love you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank
Mel, call
y'all.
me. Tell me what you got to tell me. You said you're going to call me. So call
Oh,
me,
I already
girl.
told you, Kayla.
Me and Miss Jefferson was on the phone for an hour today.
Yeah, I already told you. I already told you. It wasn't that too. It wasn't that too bad. Bye,
Okay.
everybody. Thank y'all for joining.
Thank y'all for getting me to 20K.
Yes, thank
Yes.
y'all.
But we
Bye,
ain't stopping at
y'all.
20K. So if you ain't subscribed yet, go subscribe. She trying to get to 50K next. We still going.
We going.
We
Bye,
going.
everybody.
All right, y'all.